Welcome back, everybody. In this round, we're watching Maryann McConnell versus Yee Ng, and Yee to break. Nice break. Left one on the bottom left. Not sure it's useful red. It'd be hard to get to that black. A starter here for Yee. Try to go into the pack a little bit more forcefully. And how's her luck?
8.
She probably thinned this off as a minor shot to nothing. Oh, but the other red got in the way. But she might be okay. Let's take a look at that red that Maryann's looking at. It looks to me, but it's so deceptive, this angle, but it looks like it's not on. Maryann playing safe. But Yee has a couple of options. Got a nice roll on the jaw to get in position for the blue. Stephen Wong in the Facebook chat rooting on Yee. And Hong Kong.
6.
Francis is also from Hong Kong. So we have very international tournament every year. This tournament is. Yee has had 2 chances to score heavy, and it's not quite in flow yet, so Maryann needs to do something to take advantage before Yee starts to be in stroke. Yeah, Coffee Grinder in the YouTube chat said deserved that bump. I'm assuming you're speaking of the cue ball hitting the jaw, getting in position for the blue. Not quite sure. Maryann gives Yee another starter here. Coffee Grinder. Yeah, I agree. It was such a nice shot, and everybody gets rolls. It just so happens if you're shooting well, you're at the table more, and so the roll probability increases. Nice stroke there by Maryann, getting on the pink. Let's take a look at this. So she has a red at the bottom of the pack if she wants it. She was going for that. Maybe thought a little bit too much about the leave. But now that position is on Yee's, and this could be an opportunity to see her get back in stroke. How's her luck? Oh my, is she on that red to the left? I'm sorry, the middle, the right corner pocket that is, but she's looking at it. So it wasn't on, so she's going for the middle. Get in. Oh, that was so close. Both seem a little nervy in this first frame. Woogieman 007, the Bing Bong. Yeah, we are located in a basement of an old building on Pike and Broadway, the heart of Capitol Hill in Seattle. And the only way to get in is either through the members entrance, that is, or looks like we had a hiccup there. Okay, it looks like we're back. Not sure what the issue was. We got bumped. But it looks like we're back up and running on all channels, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So welcome back, everybody. Sometimes it happens. So I don't live in their heads, but that seemed to be a little frustration coming out. Both are a little shaky in their start, but we know the capabilities of them, and at some point they're going to start potting balls and making breaks. The brown ball was a big distraction. Unwilling to take the chance to foul. Maryann got a little bit too far to the right. The doorbell glitch. Yeah, so I was saying, so you have to, if you're not a member, nice pot by Anye, then you have to ring a doorbell with a camera on it. So it's a little secret button. It's real hidden. So we're sort of in a speakeasy. David Rowe is
6.
Hong Kong 6 a.m. watching from Hong Kong. Thank you so much for joining us. And everyone else that is here, where are you from? Let me know in the chat and shout out your hometown, home city, home country. I think it's really cool that the streaming is bringing us all in here together, watching nice pots like that one. So let me know in the chat where you're from. How many Americans are here? Well done getting back into position off the yellow. Continuing the break. Vancouver Island. Bonnie from the YouTube chat is from Vancouver Island. I'll take a wild guess at who you're rooting for. Boogeyman, you're on the UK southeast coast. I've been to the UK, but not to the southeast coast. How's the weather there? It is nice and warm and toasty here in Seattle. Sun shining. But in this room, the weather is always the same. Looking at the brown ball here, Ani, opting for the pink. Oh, does she? Oh, what a nice cannon.
30.
So this is the Ani that we all have come to know. It's a tough black, but she'll be on another red if it goes in. Nice pace. Boogeyman says that it's
38.
over 80 degrees Fahrenheit for a week. And the nighttime for you guys is 11 p.m. Are you saying you have long sunny days? That can't be too bad. Beautiful stroke. The rhythm Ivani on this break is just much better. Maybe she's settled in. Stockport, UK, Richard P. in the YouTube chat says, as Ani settles the black ball into the right corner pocket, giving Maryann a little hope. Yeah, the snookers needed really doesn't come into play until all the reds are gone. If you need more than 3 snookers when the reds are gone.
Frame conceded.
Then the frame is over, and the frame is over anyway. Maryann just concedes. So that is probably the right move there. So come back real quick for frame 2. I do appreciate you all watching thewinecellars.com U.S. Women's Snooker Open. We'll see you in just a moment. All right, Maryann breaks off for frame number 2 in this best of 3. So I have a special guest in the booth, a player in the tournament, Karen.
Hi.
How are you, Karen?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
This is great. It's a great time of the year, I think.
I get the impression it's your favorite time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many great events here, but this one has been... This is, I mean, we planned this back in the Bays days.
Yeah.
And it just because of the COVID, it never really happened, but we still pushed through. So this was on our schedule before we even opened Ox.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and when I started with you, you were very clear that you were specifically trying to bring snooker to the U.S., and I find it amazing and wonderful that you're doing it through women's snooker. It's, as a huge advocate for women in cue sports, that's, huge deal to me. So, thank you.
Yeah, man. Well, you've been a huge supporter as well for what we do. Karen is a pool player, very good pool player, and helping the beginners in here. And we
You
always
wouldn't know how good of a pool player I am by how I played snooker today, but that's okay.
nice pot by Maryann.
I got to play on earlier today, and it was an excellent exercise in my training to be a ref later.
We do need refs. I don't want you to. I don't want you to ref this tournament.
I know. Very proud that I got any points against her. So Maryann is having a hard time getting her stride. These couple frames here.
Yeah, her first match, she was a bit of a slow starter, but then came back and took it to a decider. We have AG303 in Scotland. Welcome to the chat. Long days. We visited Scotland for a bit. We went to Edinburgh and Islay. Took a whiskey tour. I don't remember much of it.
It's about what I would expect. once Anya gets on a roll and gets started, she just can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah, this is a nice red to possibly get on the black. He has an angle to come off the right cushion. She's got to hit it the right pace. Beautiful.
Go.
Nice nudge on the red to free up the buddy on the right. Now you get back in on the black.
8.
Well done.
Her position play is just perfect. I was always amazed every single time as I was standing there scoring for her during our match. Just every single time I was like, oh, it's perfect. Perfect again. Perfect again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to watch players that are much more experienced than you. I watch them trying to think of what I would do,
Yeah.
and I get confused. What did they? Oh, they're going for that one. So it's like tournaments like this really do. It's an education, right?
Oh, for sure. That's why I'm perfectly happy coming here and getting ground into the ground, because I learn something every single time, and everybody's so nice about it too. There you go. She's also the kind of player who nudge balls around until they are exactly where she wants them to be, and then she'll go on her big one.
She doesn't want to go too far, or at least she wants to pass the main pack. Not sure the red she's looking at goes. The far left one does go, obviously. And that might get her to the pink. The blue is always a safety net.
Hot.
We have really good technology, and we're very grateful for the technology, but I wish these were wireless.
She's wrapped in cables out here.
31.
We have a tiny snack shop, and we make use of every inch.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
So, how is the pool world treating you? How are you doing in your leagues? And
Oh boy. It comes and goes, honestly. Every time I show up and I'm still a skill level 5, I'm a little weirded out by it, but I think everyone else is too. But no, I've had a few comes and goes this session, so it's
you're
just
not a
about-
5.
Yeah, I know. Everyone else knows too. Heck, Tom knows.
Yeah.
If he could just assign people skill levels, he would say I'm a 7.
So how you were telling me briefly about the way you would play snooker, would pool with a snooker cue.
Oh yeah,
That's
that
an
was
interesting
it's been a long
story.
time ago. Yeah, I bought my
39.
current snooker cue when I was hanging out at a bar in Bellevue called Off the Rails, just from a acquaintance.
Nice
For
nudge.
$40. It was, just like, oh well, I'm not using it. You want it for $40? I was like, okay, sure. And so I started playing pool with it because I had really nowhere to play snooker. And it was more of a training exercise for me, so that when I went back to my normal cue, it would feel easier, and it did, to an extent, because when you go from a snooker cue, especially the one that I bought, to a pool cue, it feels like you're shooting with a bazooka. And it's just, in some ways it makes it easier, and in other ways it really doesn't. The spin that I started to expect off of that tiny Q-tip was nothing like what I ended up getting full Q. And honestly, I do need to get myself a new snooker cue, because the one that I have has been shaved down to a little needle point. Don't know who did it or why.
7.
They had their reasons.
I guess.
So, Yee is on a 47 break. This pink looks good to go. And if it does, it'll free up. Oh, I'm sorry. What am I talking about? She's on red. She frees up the peak there. Oh, my. I'm also the doorkeeper.
Of course, put herself in position for that black ball.
So she might, I don't know if she wants to nudge any of these. They're in good position already.
I was gonna say, I think, sorry, even a little low.
Yeah.
Get to that.
55.
Oops, I already gave her that point. Yee is one of the hardest working players I've ever seen. And she was the first, her and Alan were the first players in, the coach and student, and they were always here the longest. I mean, you got to peel them off the table.
End of
She's
the night,
so
you're just like,
determined.
time to get out of here.
And at the end of each practice, they're always smiling, always grateful, and just really pleasant people.
Well, and she seems to really love this game, which is, I think, the really important factor there. If she didn't love it, she wouldn't be happy. She wouldn't be smiling at the end of those long sessions.
Yeah, it makes her do breaks like this at a 64 break, which rivals Mink's high break that we've seen on the stream last match. I'm not exactly sure what the real high break is so far.
Well, against me, she had a 71, I believe.
Should be one away when she pots this from that break. This is where it gets a little tricky.
She's been making these rail shots all day, though. Sorry, that's a poor term. What do they call it in snooker?
Cushion?
Cushion.
The top cushion?
Okay.
I know it's at the bottom of your screen. Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Oh, Karen with the call. Junior, how are you in the Facebook chat? Are they playing 9-ball?
I mean, there's some similarities.
What
look
a
at that
shot.
breakout. What a... Oh.
That's called a cannon? It's not a breakout?
Okay.
78.
Oh, that,
I thought a cannon was equivalent to like a
billiard or...
a carom.
Carom.
A carom shot.
Mm-hmm. Carom, yep. That red up by the right middle pocket just went way too far. It would have been set up nicely for her, but it kept running.
She's aiming high here. I think she's probably going for the next. Oh, no. She came
Soft
back.
kicked in. The
Yeah.
nap is going to not save her. She was hoping that nap would pull it down. Nice break of 78.
Must have been a trick of the light. I thought she was aiming high on it.
Yeah, it's really hard with this camera angle to see exactly where they're hitting on the cue ball.
Okay.
Yeah, Junior, nice to have you in the chat. One of the local legends. Junior Sardoncilio. We sponsor Daniel Sardoncilio. The son. Junior, I guess.
The third?
Fourteen. Maryann 14.
All right, trying to get these scores lined up.
Maryann got a bit of a chance to catch up a little bit.
Yeah, she's gonna need some major snookers here,
She is.
and she's allowed to do so because there are reds on the table. Once the reds are gone in the group stage, if you need more than 3 snookers, the mercy rule comes into effect, and they will call the frame. In this case, the match. So with the match on the line, there's nothing wrong with them trying to get the snookers, and that was a nearly. Yeah. So Maryann can pot this if she gets on the black, but if you can't get a high color from potting this second to the last red, then just play safe. Yeah, mercy rule is a lot of times in group stages in amateur tournaments. That is what is done. It's done in Snooker Canada. It's done when we have our Seattle Snooker Open. It's done in the BC Open. It's done all over amateur snooker. So it's not just this tournament. Well, this is not the WST.
Almost hit it behind.
Oh my
Black ball.
goodness, that was so close. This is a roll up here, I would expect. I mean, it's unfortunate that she did not land on a high value color. She can force the issue and go for the pink. But the danger of leaving the red on is probably too great. Maybe is she going for the yeah, just a roll up. That's good.
It's probably the smart way to go. Maryann is definitely a smart player. I mean, she's been shooting snooker since I was born. And, nice contact.
Yeah, 7 snookers. I don't mind it when there's a red left. Obviously, if there was no red, it'd be over. But if you get that free ball with a snooker, that's a major turning point. for the game and match. Oh, goodness. And see, the onus is also on Yee, right? You got to make those shots to end it. This might be the end of it, though. She can probably see just the edge.
I think she can see just a sliver of it.
The trick is playing safe. It's got to be a big bounce to get behind the blue.
Looks like she's gonna get it. Maybe not quite.
Yeah, she doesn't mind that leave because Maryann's not going for it.
Yeah.
So she has an opportunity to get behind the brown and the green. And not quite enough in between safeties here. So again, not an easy shot, but if she wants this to be over, she needs to pot this. Or as Happy Wanderer says, just roll it over the pocket. If you're gonna go for the shot, then just do a little pocket speed shot and let it sit in the cup.
She might have gotten it that time.
Yeah, appreciation there from Yee. Missed that one, so it's just a miss. I'm sorry, it's just a foul. Well, how do you like that? Another appreciation tap of the table from Yee. This one looks okay. Oh.
Yeah, oh man. Just got it.
Well done, Yee. It's a tricky shot in many ways. You really don't want to bring that long spider out, right? I mean, you're going to have to use a step ladder to at that length. I mean, it's very difficult, but I don't think she has a choice, and she calls it. Very good, Maryann. She knows when the fight is over.
Yep.
Nice win by Yee. A very fantastic break of a 78 with a chance to get a century. Thank you, Karen, for being in the booth.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure.
And thank you, everybody, for watching. Stay tuned. We'll find out who is playing next on the stream. We do have one more coming up. Share and like and let everybody know that this is still going on. The Wine Cellars U.S. Women's Snooker Open. We'll see you in a bit.